Hi there! Well, it is time for January favorites, and as always I have some beauty and non-beauty items to share with you. I have decided to change the name of these videos just a little bit to better reflect what I actually talk about in them. So instead of just saying January favorites, I'm going to be calling them January favorites beauty and lifestyle. I've never really liked the way just beauty and non-beauty items sound, so I felt like saying beauty and lifestyle would be a better reflection of what I actually talk about in these videos. So as always, I'm going to be sharing with you beauty products that I've loved the past month, but also just recipes and household items and food and just different things like I always do. So nothing's really changing about the content, it's just a little bit different looking name. So let's go ahead and get started because I do have quite a few things to share with you this month as always. So starting with the beauty products, the first thing that I have is a new hair product, and this is the L'Oreal Lock-It Bold Control Hairspray. I picked this up at Target, and it was to replace something I had just used. I think I shared with you in my recent empties video. I've always used the John Frieda Frizz Ease Anti-Humidity Hairspray, and it's really a strong hold, but I love it, especially when I'm wearing my hair up and I don't want it to fall out. So I used all that up and I needed a replacement, and this caught my eye because it was on an end cap at Target. So it said that it was extra strong hold and quick drying. So I picked that up and I've been so happy with it. One thing that I was always really frustrated with the John Frieda Frizz Ease product was that while it worked really well, it did stay wet for a little bit longer, and the nozzle was forever clogging. I was always having to unclog that nozzle because the hairspray was so thick, and that was really frustrating because I felt like it worked really well, but it was kind of a pain to use. So I was sort of open to trying something different. So when I saw this, I was sort of excited about it, and it really is a very fine mist, which is something that you don't always get with a really strong hold hairspray. So it does spray on very finely and evenly, and so far I've been using this for about 2 to 3 weeks, I think, and so far it's not clogged at all, so that's really good. And I feel like it's just as strong of a hold as that John Frieda product was, but this is definitely what I would prefer. I would purchase this over the John Frieda again, so I really like that. Been very happy with that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to share with you, not exactly beauty, but it's sort of in the personal care products. I did a sort of review for you this month on this product, but it is something that I really enjoy. If you saw the video, I'm sure you'll remember it because it was quite groundbreaking, but this is the Dove Dry Spray. I've really been enjoying this antiperspirant. It goes on, as the name would indicate, very dry, and so you don't have to worry about getting marks on your clothing or any of the little sort of, you know how it's kind of creamy when you put on a regular stick deodorant. This goes on dry, it's invisible, and so you can go ahead and get dressed right away and not have to worry about that. And I just like the feel of it a lot. I would not say this is a clinical strength deodorant or antiperspirant, so if that's something that you need, this may not be for you, but for just every day, for me, it's really adequate. I love the smell of this. This is the Nourishing fragrance, and it's just a very fresh, clean smell. I think my favorite probably of all time Dove fragrance has got to be their green cucumber and green tea, I believe is the correct name of it. So when I am ready to replace this and repurchase it, I'm going to go back and get that one, but I do really love this one as well, and I think there's like 4 or 5 other variations, so if it's something that you're interested in, there's kind of a flavor for everyone. Okay, so the next beauty favorite that I have for you is a mascara that I've been enjoying, and this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I think this is the one that they call Full Fan Effect. It doesn't say that on the packaging, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that on the advertising for it. I've really enjoyed using this. This has probably made it into one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. I like that it has a little bit of a curved brush. The bristles, this is sort of like a plasticky kind of brush on this, and the bristles are spaced really far apart. It does a good job of separating your lashes and fanning them out. What I really think stood out about this mascara to me was that it's very buildable. It doesn't stay extremely wet, but it doesn't dry very quickly either, so you're really able to apply a lot of coats. And then I find I'm able to curl my lashes not only before but after, which is something that's really important to me because my lashes are so difficult to hold curl. So I really enjoyed that. Sometimes I need to go back and add extra layers and it's already starting to dry, and then when I try to add more it really clumps. So I really do enjoy this. It's something that I would repurchase, and I was really happy to have tried that. So okay, the next things that I want to share with you, I have quite a few new nail polishes this month, so let me just go ahead and get to all of these. So the first thing was something that I didn't know anything about until I saw it, but I picked up a couple of the new L'Oreal line. I think it's a play on the movie 50 Shades of Grey, but it was like 50, I don't know, it really doesn't matter, but these polishes were just caught my eye on their own. So the first one is something that is new to me. I have never had, not only the polish new, but the formula is new. I have never had a holographic polish, and so this one is Masked Affair. I just love this. I thought it was so beautiful, and I kind of knew, I didn't know anything about these when I saw them, but I kind of knew looking at it and based on the pictures that it was going to be holographic. So I grabbed it right away, and I think it had just come out because there were two in the display, and I think everyone's had a hard time finding these since then. They've been really hard to come by. So I think I must have just caught them when they were just put out on display, but this one's sort of a lilac-y gray type, and of course it does have the holographic finish, but really beautiful and certainly different than anything else I had, so I really enjoyed that. And then the next one that I picked up is number 707 Miss Gray. This is definitely also very different than anything else I had. I think that's what really struck me about that whole collection, is there were very different kind of polishes from anything else. This one is sort of a darker charcoal gray, but it also has a bit of an olivey kind of tone to it. I don't know if you'd really say it's, gosh, almost like not bronze, but almost a goldeny olive kind of tone to it. So this is really different and pretty. I think it's probably something I would mostly gravitate toward in the fall, but it's really, really pretty and just so different, and it's something that I think would be really great for like a date night or something. Just a really beautiful, unique polish. Okay, a couple more that I have, and these are both Essie polishes. So I love a nude polish or any kind of really naturally nude polish, and this is something that I think that's been around for quite a while, but I've never picked it up. This is Essie Topless and Barefoot, and I just love the way this looks. I think this was a really good nude for me. I usually kind of like pinky nudes, and I think this is a little bit more beigey peachy nude. But it's still really pretty, and I just love the way that it looked when I got it on my hand, so I've been very happy with that, and it's something I think I'm going to be reaching for quite often. And then another one, now this sort of purchase came about because my husband and I had gone out to dinner, and we had a waitress, and she had the most beautiful nails on, and it was this really beautiful sort of, not exactly a baby pink, maybe a little bit brighter than that, but it had also a little bit of something special in it, maybe a little bit of iridescence. And I asked her what it was, and she said she had no idea because it was a gel manicure. So she said she was at the salon and just pointed to the one that she wanted, and that was it. So I kind of went on the hunt with that in mind, and while this is not exactly what I was looking for, I'm still looking for what I have in mind. This is just so cute. It's actually what I'm wearing today. This is Essie Pink Diamond. So let me give you a better look at that. This is just, to me, this the quintessential girly nail polish. It's got that sort of bright baby pink base to it, and it has a little bit of pearl essence. I don't think it's metallic. I do think it's probably definitely a pearly type of finish. But it goes on opaque pretty quickly. I like 2 coats. Today I did 3, but I don't really think it's necessary. But I think my first couple coats I didn't do very heavily for some reason, so I went ahead and added a 3rd one. But the thing that I think impressed me most about this, besides the color, was the wear time. I put this on, I think it was right before my parents came to visit, and then I was still wearing this like a week later. So this thing held up really, really well. So very, very impressed with that. But I just kind of went polish crazy this month. So those are all the ones that I love. My next beauty favorite is actually a skincare tool that I've been enjoying this month. This is the Michael Todd Soniclear Sonic Cleansing Brush. I did a review on this, and as I mentioned in the review, I was contacted by Michael Todd, representative of Michael Todd, I should say, and they asked me if this would be something I was interested in reviewing. And I didn't know anything about this. I'd never even heard of it before they contacted me. So my only experience was with the Clarisonic, which I always really loved, and it's actually my preference to do reviews on things that I don't know as much about, because that way I go in without a preconceived notion, and I didn't really know what to expect from this. So I was very pleasantly surprised that it's fantastic. It works so well. I think it's has all the benefits that my Clarisonic Mia did, but with a few extra things, but that's all in the review video. But I was really happy to have had the opportunity to review this because I do think it's a great product and something that I am going to continue to have in my skincare routine for a long time to come. So really happy about that. And then the final beauty product that I have to share with you is another variation of something that I mentioned to you last month. So I talked to you before about the L'Oreal Lineur Intense. This was the felt tip liquid liner that I've been enjoying. I like this Earth and Rock so much that I picked up the color Carbon Black. I just felt like the Earth and Rock, as much as I liked it, it's really great for an easy everyday look. Sometimes, especially if I'm filming, I just want my eye look to stand out a little bit more. So I decided to go with a black, and this creates a really good base for me. I tend to use this and then use a shadow over the top with a liner brush to create a little bit softer look. I think sometimes this can be a little bit too harsh for me on its own, especially if I apply it really quickly. But I really do love this as a base. So this is something that I'm very happy to have, and often you can get these on a buy one get one half off at Walgreens. So that's a great time to get them, and they last a long time. Both of these, this one of course I've had for a lot longer, at least, gosh, at least almost 2 months now, I would have to say. And so this one's a little bit newer, but they are both just like the day I bought them. I've been really impressed with those. Okay, so it is time to move into my lifestyle favorites. So I have a couple of food items that I will start with here. So a couple of these I think I talked about on Instagram briefly, but this is something that my husband and I came across when we were looking in the breakfast, or actually this was not the breakfast aisle, this was the cookie and cracker aisle. You would expect it to be in the breakfast cereal aisle, but these are the Honey Bunches of Oats breakfast biscuits. If you are a fan of Honey Bunches of Oats cereal, then this is for you. It tastes just like the cereal in a bar form. So there are 4 little cookies in here. It's just a really great on-the-go breakfast. It says it has 30 grams of whole grains per serving, and let me see how many calories. 230 calories for 4 of these. I don't usually eat all 4 of them. I usually just eat a couple and then save the other ones for another day, but they're great with coffee, and they have that perfect flavor of the cereal where you're getting the taste of the flakes, and then there is very much a granola taste to it. So I thought those were really good and very, very yummy. Okay, so the next thing is something that I was recommended by one of my friends on Instagram, Sandra from Sandra Walters USA or Makeup Lover USA here on YouTube. These are the Morningstar Farms chick patties. They're chick in, I think is what it's called. It's obviously vegetarian, but these buffalo ones are so tasty, but I will warn you, they are very, very spicy. I think Sammy Erzin or Sammy 360, she also recommended these, and another one of my friends on Instagram, they all recommended these, so I knew that I had to try these out. Sandra also recommended one that I haven't picked up yet, which is the Mediterranean chickpea, but I also tried the original grillers. I've enjoyed everything I've tried so far, and I think I have the Asian patties in my freezer right now, which I haven't tried yet, but one of my friends on Instagram suggested that she just gets a wheat bun and then puts these on the wheat bun, and that's what I've been enjoying. So I put some buns in my freezer, and I just take one out when I need it, pop one of these in the microwave, and it makes a really great quick lunch. So I've been enjoying that. It's kind of a nice way to get a little bit of a healthy protein during your day if you need a really quick lunch. So I've been enjoying those. And as you can probably tell, I'm a little stuffy still from this whatever crud that I had that turned into bronchitis, but it led me to find another one of my favorites this month. So I was waiting at Walgreens for my antibiotic, and I wanted some sort of throat drop because I had such a scratchy throat. And normally I just am a Ricola girl. I love the Ricolas, but I decided just to try something different because I hadn't seen these before. And these are the Burt's Bees Natural Throat Drops. I always gravitate toward anything with honey in it. I love honey when I have a sore or scratchy throat. I love the flavor of it, and I think it's so soothing. And this has menthol and eucalyptus oil, so it kind of opens your sinuses up a little bit, and it's not so strong. You have enough sweetness, but you also get the benefit of the menthol, so it's got a nice balance. And it does say that this is 100% natural, and I like Burt's Bees stuff. So anyway, those are nice. Hopefully you don't need them, but if you do, you'll know about those. My next lifestyle favorite is a recipe that I share with you this month, and it is my restaurant-style Mexican rice. It's something that my family really enjoys, so I always make it when my parents come to visit. I put together a taco bar. We kind of have a silly tradition where we have a taco bar and watch Downton Abbey, and so we did that again this year, and so I made my rice, and everyone really liked it. My husband absolutely goes crazy for it. He really enjoys it more than even the rice that we have at our local Mexican restaurants, and theirs is phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but I really wanted to be able to replicate something similar at home since we enjoy it so much. And I feel like at least for us, I really hit the mark with this recipe. It took a lot of trial and error in taking different things from different recipes and putting them all together in a way that worked for me, but we really enjoy it. It's pretty easy. And most of the time I have everything that I need for it on hand, so it's really simple and flavorful to put together. My next favorite is something very different. I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about anything like this before, but I definitely cannot take credit for it. This was a suggestion from one of my friends here on YouTube. Her name was Danielle, and I was talking in one of my videos about how I have some trouble at night sleeping because I like to wear earplugs, but the earplugs irritate my ears, and she suggested an iPhone app called White Noise, and I have absolutely been loving it. It's been so much fun. It is available, of course, on iPhone. I'm not sure about Android, but it is literally just called White Noise, and she told me I would know to look for it because it had the pink bars, and it's actually got a pink background with like white bars on it. And so let me open this here. So I have the free version. It didn't cost me anything at all, and there's quite a few sounds in here already. They have a good variety, everything from heavy rain to actually a clothes dryer. They have a cat purring, anything you could really want. And then you can also add your own music. And the really cool thing about this app is that you can actually mix your own sounds. So I chose a combination of heavy rain and thunder, and then even when you mix your sounds together, you can choose how loud you want one sound or the other to be. They do have like a little mini mixing board in there. It's really simple. So I wanted the rain to be a little bit heavier and the thunder to be more in the background. So I'm going to try to play this for you a little bit and see if you can get a sense of it without blowing out your ears here. So for me, that's just a really soothing sound. I love the sound of the rain. It does really run my phone battery down because my charger's not by my bedside. So if I put this on at night before I wake up, the sound's already gone because my phone battery's been drained. But I am either going to get another charger for there, or I'm going to get maybe one of those iPhone charging stations or the iHome or something like that, because I really like the sound, but it comes from such a small area, being just the small speaker on the iPhone, and I think it'd be really nice to fill the room with the sound a little bit more. But this is a fantastic app, and I love that it was free, so I would definitely recommend that. That's called White Noise. And then my final favorite, I kind of mentioned to you briefly when I talked about my recipe that my parents were here for a visit this month, and that is my most favorite thing of the month. It's definitely the best of the best. We had about a week together, a little bit more than a week, and we did so many fun things. We were really busy the whole time. We had stuff going on every day, and as always, we ate a lot of great food. But I think one of the highlights for me and for my husband was a boat trip that we took together. So I put up a little vlog video about that, sort of taking you along with us. My goal in that vlog was to make you feel like you were on the boat ride with us, and so you would sort of be getting the same tour that we did. Our tour guide was so knowledgeable, and he just knew everything about the area that we were in. And it's called the Space Coast Riverboat Cruise, and so we went along the Banana River and we saw a lot of dolphins and tons of birds. If you are a bird watcher, this is a video for you, and Florida is definitely the place to be. We really enjoyed the afternoon, and I think my parents really enjoyed it too. We'd actually done this before a few years ago when my grandparents came down as well, so we kind of knew what to expect, and we had a great day, and most of all, we just got to spend the time together in a really fun way. So we really enjoyed that and just had a great week overall, and then we will see them again this summer when it's our turn to go up and visit there. So those are all of my favorites for the month of January. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.